Okay, so Grandma, last time we left off
Okay.
was you had packed your bags and put them underneath the bed at your dad's house, and then when your dad and his wife left, you sent Bobby and Mary to the store. You jumped on a taxi and took off back to Texas. So let's see what happened. So you get in that taxi. You said you felt so sad when you saw Rebecca crying. Was it Rebecca?
No, it was the other girl.
Stella? Nellie?
What's her name?
Martha?
No. Anyway,
Yeah.
yes. They all were crying.
Oh.
They felt very alone. I could even feel it.
Yeah. So you get in the taxi, and where's the taxi take you?
He took me to the bus, the Greyhound bus.
The Greyhound station. And that was in Fresno.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the bus was taking you where? What city did it take you to?
Well, we're gonna go south and but we were gonna stop in Los Angeles
Okay.
and get off and stretch your legs and then come back into the bus and finish our trip.
So that's a long bus ride. What were you thinking on that bus ride?
I wasn't even thinking. I was just like enjoying it because there was a young man that was sitting where I was sitting
Row.
the next seat over, and he was on his leave
Oh.
also. And those days there was a lot of boys and men, on leave.
Mm-hmm.
So he was. Oh, wait a minute. That was not the case there. No, that happened later on. No, it didn't happen that way. So I'll just erase that. I just got in the bus and took off
Yeah.
and made sure I had everything with me.
And then what'd you do when you got to Texas?
It was late. It was dark. Not too dark, but it was late. So I got another taxi, and he took me over to where my grandmother lived.
And did you stay the night? Did you wake up your grandma that night, or did you wake up your aunt who lives close to your grandma?
I was trying to wake her up, and I was, I got those little petals or pebbles,
Mm-hmm.
and I was throwing them up there to hit the windows.
Oh.
Because everybody was already asleep.
Oh no.
So I thought I would do that and wake them up or do something unusual.
And who woke up?
My cousin, and then she was waking up her dad.
Oh, which cousin? The one in
Mary.
LA? Yeah. Aw.
Yeah.
And then you went to sleep there, and then what happened the next day?
Oh, and I didn't go to sleep right away because they all started coming downstairs.
Oh.
All 5 of them.
The kids.
The kids, and then of course my aunt came after. But they were very glad, of course, to see me. And I was glad to see them. Yeah, that was so good.
Felt good to be home.
Yeah, or on the way home. we didn't go to my grandmother's house until the following day.
Oh, because they were sleeping.
And they weren't, they were surprised, but not real surprised. Because don't forget, she had sent me the money to travel.
So they knew you were coming home, they just didn't know when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How nice.
my grandfather and my grandmother were really glad, you know. And my uncle was there too.
Which uncle?
The youngest one.
Cecil.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then so, what did you do after you were home? What was the plan?
What did I do when I got over there?
Yeah, like you're back home with your grandparents, and then what do you decide to do?
Just spend the day with them, you know, and just share
Journey.
my stay. And so they would, like I say, they were very glad that I was there.
Did they want you to go to school or to get married, or like, what were their hopes for you? They didn't say?
They did not know. No, because don't forget the first time they tried and it didn't work. So this time they weren't gonna try.
You were already 16 or 17,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like you got to figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
And then what do you decide to do with your life at that point?
Go looking for a job.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I got a job at the Crest. And then I went to visit, of course, my cousins and, you know, spend time with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why did you want a job? What were you going to do with the money?
I don't know, but I felt that I needed to, you know, buy the things that I needed. You know.
What about school?
School was there. I wasn't. You know, I felt like I was older. Like I was too old to be going to school at my age. You know, I'm already working and I'm making a little bit of money. And the first thing I did, I bought my grandmother one of those what do they call them for the floor, the shiny, what do you call those, anyway, it's a floor covering.
Oh.
Plastic, and you can
Clean it.
And so I went to see one of those, but I didn't really have a lot of money left, so I thought I would wait and then get it after. But it was like, you know, welcome home. Yeah.
Mm.
And it was good to see everybody again in El Paso. Because, you know, most of the time before that I was in California.
Mm-hmm.
Doing what I needed to do. I never stopped. I do this, I work there, I do, you know, just experiencing different things.
Yeah.
How people live in California as to how people live in Texas.
Was it different?
Oh yeah, of course.
How is it different?
It's just a different feel.
Mm.
And you start planning, you know, to do whatever you're gonna do, and you start thinking all these things.
What were you planning? What were you thinking?
What was I gonna do? Where was I gonna work? You know, all those questions in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they didn't care because, you know, they had me there, right? And they were glad that I was there, and they didn't know whether to hope that I would stay there or try and keep me.
Did you tell them about Dad or Louie?
No,
No.
no,
But-
no, but your dad called, right? Oh no, I called first to let him know where I was, because I guess they were looking for me.
Mm.
They were going all over looking for me, and my dad got your dad and told him to go with him and show me where we had been and all this, so that they would go there and see if they could find me close by.
Did your dad think that you eloped with Barney?
Yeah. That's
So
the
what did
first
he
thing.
what did he say when he first saw him? And it's like, where's my daughter?
Yeah, he was so glad though that he didn't, like, he put everything in the past and then he's living it now.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he was glad to see that I was okay too. Yeah. Because you don't think that I didn't think that far, and I didn't care.
Because you didn't leave a note or anything telling him, I'm going back to Texas. You just left.
I left, and my dad went to search him out. You know, he thought we had eloped,
Mm-hmm.
and so when he found out, no, that was not the case. He got, both of them got on the place that they knew I was, you know, close to a friend or this friend, and they went exactly to that home and asked to see if they had seen me. They were looking like they were gonna find me right there, but I was gone.
How did Dad get your grandparents' phone number?
Well, my dad,
Oh, your
Was
dad
it?
called first?
he was, when they got together, they talked, they became very close. And they talked and all this and all that. I know, let's do this and let's do that. And that's when your dad told my dad that he was going to be promoted in his job, and he was looking forward to it, but he wanted to include me in his plan. But then that's when he asked him for my hand in marriage.
Oh, wow. You weren't even
And
around.
that's a way, and then that's a way to do it, huh? I mean,
And what did your dad say?
oh yeah, you know.
Kind of like what Dad said with me. The sooner the better.
Yeah.
That's your wild pony.
I
And then all this time you're
my
in
state.
Texas, happy, got your job.
Mhm.
Are you still communicating with Louie?
Oh, at that time?
Mm-hmm.
No, because they're looking for me.
No, Louie. He's in the service. Did you write Louie? Tell him that you went back to Texas?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing I did.
Hmm.
You know, because
Did you think you were going to marry Louie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I knew that him in the service, that would not work. So I said, as soon as, let's wait until after you get out of the service.
Mm-hmm. Did he ask you to marry him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the letters?
No, before that,
Oh, okay.
it was an unknown fact that, you know, because he had just gotten his discharge and did not really have a place that he had rented or anything yet. He was living with Chayo, his brother, and his family, but he knew he wasn't going to stay there too long.
Mm-hmm.
So he was looking to take that step. and he was gonna marry no matter what, because I think he had a girlfriend, because.
Oh, Laverne.
Mhm.
What happened to her?
Oh, she was going crazy because they couldn't find him and all this and all that, going bananas. Yeah, they were all worried, but then when they saw him and he was okay, then they settled down.
Yeah. Wow. So at what point when you're in Texas, you're working, did you go back to school too? You took a typing
Yeah.
class?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And didn't your grandpa want you to do something with the courts? Like a translator? Or did you want to do that? You were going to school for something, to learn how to do something. Like a secretary maybe? If you're learning how to type?
I don't know, but I had big plans
Yeah. What were those big plans?
to get a good job, to live it out and wait for Louie when he got out of the service.
That's good, yeah.
But then he messed it up.
What happened?
He wrote me a letter back after. He was glad to find me and everything at first. And after, he was writing different letters, and then he said that we were just gonna break up because 3 years was too long to be waiting, and whatever he wrote. And I remember it was so funny because my grandmother, when I came home from work, she told me, she says, I got, one of his daughters, Amalia, she wrote me a letter, here, take it, and I said, oh, how nice, and then I took it to read it to her, because she couldn't read, and then I saw that it was from Louie, and I go, oh. And then I told her right away. I says, no, it's not from that. It's for me from a friend of mine. I just told her like that, and she said, oh, oh. And so she left it and left me alone, and I went upstairs to read that letter.
Was there a chain in there?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
What'd you think when you saw the chain?
It's over. Yeah, it's over. And then for one part, I didn't really care because I had a job. I was with my family. I was set up. The only thing that bothered me is that now he was not going to come after he got out of the service. He was going to be gone. And so I figured, okay, that's the way you want it. That's fine.
So yet another chapter in your life. So the love of your life, your plans that you're going to get married to Louie have now shifted and changed, and we'll find out what those shift to next time. Stay tuned.